And welcome
Welcome,
to Conscious Leaders podcast.
welcome everybody to the Resilient Minds podcast. I'm grateful to be here with Igar Dyachenko. Brother, I'm grateful to have you. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you for having me, Eric. You're the best in
You
what
know
you
what?
do, and we cannot wait to read your book, which will become the New York Times bestseller very soon.
I love you,
What's the
brother.
name of the book?
The name of the book is gonna be called The Conscious Revival.
Perfect,
Yeah.
because
But
you have
not
a
about me today. Today it's about you, brother. I want to really highlight this beautiful biological experiment that you're bringing to the world, meaning you, the magic, this beautiful two-time karate world champion, solo immigrant, moved to the US at 17 with very little bit of English. Your journey is supported by, former US President George W. Bush fuels your mission to empower neurodivergent and dyslexic learners. So, the son of an IT professor, thermophysicist, and the grandson of USSR politician, you've overcome multiple chronic, burnouts by pushing the Earth suit to your limits. We were just talking about that too, how you're like really you in the past you were really pushing it. You've coached celebrities, families, royal families, thousands of youth, creating tools to prevent people from burnout and really step into that true performance, man. So, as a wellness master, a person of, deep internal understanding, brother, I'm grateful to really recognize and see you in the depth of you, bro. Like your emphasis on science, on nutrition, on wellness, on power, on physiology, on vitality. You've really mastered this expertise in biology, physiology, designed your life, your lifestyle to really optimal performance, and you're happy, you're joyful, you're always encouraging, you're always seeing the beauty of life, man. And I think that this is something that is very far and few between. Uh, you're currently focusing on really doing this powerful project, which I'm excited to talk about deeper, and emphasizing the magic methods for neurodivergence and dyslexic students worldwide. So thank you, brother, for your work. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being you. I really honor you, your presence, brother. Thanks, man.
Thank you for the intro, Eric. Yeah, it's been a long journey. The neurodivergent kid from Kiev, from north of probably the last building of the city. So you can call it ghetto area of dirty streets of Kiev. Anyway, let's get on the positive side of the things. So dyslexics, there was no such a thing as a dyslexic in Ukraine, in Soviet Union. Nobody knew about it. There's no such a thing as any kind of diagnosis, or you know it didn't exist.
Mm.
So so we had to live with it, and the catalyst, the path for me was to push the earth suit through the karate training to the point that hopefully something happens, a change. And it did. So basically, what I was doing detoxing, because the food nutrition in Ukraine was not so good, especially, the years of perestroika. If you have heard this word, the Gorbachev, when he, started to shuffle things around. So that's where the economy went down, and people in general didn't have as many opportunities as they should have. Talented people, educated people, hard, warm people. They were just taking away the opportunities because of the whole infrastructure. But anyway, so the nutrition was not good. A lot of sugar, a lot of starch, a lot of paint with sugar, if you know what I mean. You know, Coca-Cola, Fanta, all that kind of stuff was all over the place. You know, the chewing gums with sugar, right? So it affected everybody. Everybody was consuming it. You know, chicken with the steroids. Uh, so I was lucky. I think I'm the guy who survived this madness and still healthy and prosperous. And I think my approach to training to go to the red line and beyond and stay beyond the red line for a long time, long period of times, allowed me to detox my body in such a way that I'm here, who I am. So that was the secret. Besides my visualization practices, because of my image model brain, that I could capture the movement, the skill of masters, and I could play in my head in a 3D format over and over, and actually placing myself into that image and attaching my emotions to what that performer had the emotions, right? So we're kind of coming to what we're building. I think that's what gave me the edge in the Ukrainian national team. I never had a coach in my corner. I was self-taught. I was self-coach, performing athlete. And the feedback from the teammates, from the president of the Ukrainian Karate organization, that the way I was performing was not understandable by them. Where it comes from, how is it possible? With such a precision, such an energy, such a unique approach to performance. So I give also a lot to mental practice. Before training, I was a pretty long session, 20, 30 minutes inside of your head. You in real time you practice. And then when you are on the field, on tatami, then magic happens. So you don't already use your body, you don't use your mind, you use your emotions. So I believe for education, for learning, emotional state of mind is very important. So that's why we're building the Mindscriber, the layer one foundational technology, which will allow machine learning, the AI, to sense what the human sense. I think this is very important. Neurofeedback, in order for them to support emotional intelligence and emotional state of mind of every individual. This is a next level. Maybe we're talking about consciousness and awareness of self-awareness 10 years from now. So we started in a decentralized learning direction year 2018 with the initiative to build the replicas of your superstar athletes, superstar mentors, you know, brightest minds of this planet, sort of Mindscriber, but on steroids. Natural, organic, plant-based steroids. I mean, just joking. So that was prophetical and trend-setting. Like basically what we did with Stadium. Now I see a bunch of companies are raising money, talking, and they're promising so much without the actual technology. But we have learned a lot how to build the system, how to market it, and now we're building the layer 1, which is the foundational layer, which will allow the machines to sense the emotions. So that's reading from the depth of the autonomous nervous system with our devices, which are developed by old school Soviet Union professors. And now the large device has been turned into the much smaller modern device, which will be a next accessory, which is going to change the whole performance.
So before I just want to go, because you're talking a lot about like what I'm hearing, mirror neurons, a lot of the myelin approach to how people like you yourself, first of all, learned a lot by observing and imaging, meaning that you were able to pay attention to observing and learning and choosing to take action with that, and then testing and then measuring and then doing it again. And so this is whenever we have these modeling and there's a great book called The Talent Code where he talks about myelin and the myelin that transmutes through our bodies because we have a strong mirror. And we have these mirror neurons that allow us to actually observe. And from that space, we as children, we learn a lot more. And we actually never lose that, but most people are told that they can't. So they get stuck in their head and they become dead. And then from that place, they choose to never grow or evolve. And what I'm hearing, especially like with the emotional intelligence, because what I love is that you brought up too, is the essence of emotion and energy in motion, really moving, creating, captivating the physiological component of our body so that it's integrated into an ecosystem that is allowing us to truly exemplify that component of opportunity where we get to operate from the highest state of principles, meaning like fully all out, find that energy, do whatever is necessary, and we become a lot more creative. We become, because the emotion at a higher state of intelligence, or the energy in motion at a higher, we are naturally, things start to come to us because we're happy and playful and joyful, and when we're that's where the creativity comes in. So what I'm hearing is this is something that you're also now integrating with AI and machine learning, so that that level of emotional intelligence and mirror neurons is replicated by this machine and or AI that then can then nurture our next generations to actually tap in to even more of their emotional understanding, because the AI must learn that from us. Or tell us a little bit more about that process, if you don't mind.
It is going to be your external brain. External brain. We are not capable by any means. I mean, some individuals can do the calculations, right? In the head. It's very rare. Eventually, probably we'll learn, everybody will be able to learn and tap into this kind of, right? Operational memory. Your RAM will expand. But what we have right now, our brains, okay, we're not capable of such a computing power what the computers have. And especially when the quantum computers kick in, forget about it. Okay, so imagine you have on your device your external memory, including your feelings, including your deep desires, your goals, your affirmations, your plans, your your secrets. Okay, would you want to be sharing all that with DeepSeek? So China receives the information 41 bit per message, or you want OpenAI to listen to every conversation that you have with your, it's sort of a personal assistant, right? It's like the closest assistant, closest friend that you may have, because it feels you, it senses you, and it's extension of yourself, right? Extra support, extra operating memory. That's it. That's what we build on in Mindscriber, on our framework, which will allow to train AI agents in emotional way, that it will actually sense you and will help you to manage your sympathetic or parasympathetic state of mind. So,
And how does
example,
that, how does that,
OpenAI, you have a conversation. It did not understand you correctly, right? Then you're starting to get aggravated and you're like, wrong answer. Your heartbeat starts uh, to increase, right? Your heart rate. And it sends you message in a way that you feel that the artificial intelligence has attitude, so your heartbeat starts, like, so it's escalating the conflict. I've seen several occasions when people are really like upset with AI. So with our system it's not possible. It will be going in a direction of as you said, harmony, peace, and understanding. So it will actually calm you, it will actually save you energy, and it will help you to perform better by managing your autonomous nervous system.
and I
How does
think
it
this is,
sound to you? Would you use it? Would you use such a
well,
system?
well, I think for me, what I've discovered is that, this is ultimately always my own responsibility. So, to be in a state of peace and a state of grace and a state of harmony, because
Yeah, but you are the master. You cannot compare yourself to other children, youth, and other
I'm
people.
not. No, no, no. I'm not comparing myself. I'm just answering the question for me.
Okay.
But what I'm suggesting is saying that, okay, so why is this something that you feel is a necessary component? Because trust me, if I knew this, maybe like would that I would have avoided the 7-year journey around the planet and re-understood myself a lot sooner. Uh, and start taking action a lot sooner as well. I mean, everything is perfect the way that it is. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful for my journey. It's powerful beyond measure. Now, the point is that I am hearing that you're creating this solution because you're fixing a problem that you're seeing. And so I'm curious why this is important to you and where are you seeing this biggest challenge happening right now?
Thank you for the question. This technology has more than 2,000 plus use cases. Not my words. It's a fact that it's not linear use case for our technology. It could be used in insurance companies, in corporate world, for reskilling, for testing people, all sorts of use cases. Hopefully, military is the last one, because anyway, we're talking about peace, harmony, and positive side of the things. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So anyway, so our case and our mission is to diagnose all of the children and all of the possible cases for dyslexia. So basically, the goal is to diagnose over 700 million children, youth, and even adults, families. Maybe you are 40 years old, but you didn't know that you are dyslexic, and you didn't even know what it is. So imagine you are like activating your superhero powers, and then we supply these tools for you to connect to written text better, to connect to general knowledge better, because it's adapting in real time, and you have the tools that you could not imagine even a year ago. We could not imagine that such things could be possible, that you can read the same book or listen to the book, but from different perspective. It will rewrite the book in your own style, to the style that you connect better, that you understand better, that you get excited and empowered by. So that kind of versatility and that kind of personalization was not possible because of the computing powers, and data centers were not capable. But now, since the whole industry is expanding, we see so much what the AI can do for people, and it's becoming more affordable. Look at the DeepSeek, what they have done, right? Overnight, changed the industry perspective of how the models could be built, and you can you can see that it's evolving from the something that was luxury. Now this could be the household tool for everybody. So dyslexia is the number one problem that we solve. So our mission is to help dyslexics become the part of the society as one, as whole. Second one is the lost generation and loneliness in Japan and South Korea. This is our second market. So lost generation, we know that Japan was number one at some point, right? 90s was number one economy in the world. They were buying Sony, large corporations, like it was a boom. So, but once the Japanese crash happened, there are a couple of generations that couldn't be hired for corporate positions, so they basically been pushed aside by the society, because they walk on the same streets, they see other people who've been hired by corporations, they are chilling in the evening in the restaurant, and they're having chats with their co-workers, and these guys are left behind, even though there's no difference between them and those people who are in the restaurants, right? So it's a psychological trauma, sort of pressure, and these people cannot find the way out of the situation because they trusted so much the system. So we have 2-3 generations that are basically, it's called lost generation. They become more isolated. They do not communicate with the exterior world, and sometimes they jump. They jump from the highways, from the bridges. So I believe that kind of a personalization and emotional detection, the neurofeedback that Mindscriber provides, is the ultimate solution for these guys. Slowly, gradually start believing in themselves, and in the system, that it still works, and they're welcome to come back, but in a form of reskilling, and restart their lives. Give them the opportunity to to have a second chance, because everybody deserves second chance, a third chance, and 10th chance, and 20th chance, because we're supposed to live in harmony, in unity, and that's, I think, what this system will provide. So they can rely on their companion who will be there when they need it. Because I also had friends when I got poisoned and I was calling for help. I said, "Listen, I'm in a very bad position. I feel I'm dying." Said, "No, no, don't worry. I had that same thing, same effect." Okay, so that's kind of a support I had from the friends that I supposed to thought they are my friends. But I believe that the personal companion by Mindscriber will be always there for you, will always support you, your goals, your intent, your visions, and it will be your best extension of yourself that you probably want to get to, right? So it's like your future self is coaching you and guiding you how to get to the next level of your personal evolution.
I love it. To be
Even
honest,
though
so
there might be some psychopaths, some crazy guys who want to abuse the system, but I rather uh, prefer focusing on the positive side of the things. That such tools for learners uh, who want to, first of all, understand who we are and why we're here, uh, to grow through education, through learning, through the processes of evolving, and that's only the way. But we need a mentor, we need a guide, trustworthy, that will not sell your life for peanuts, if you know what I mean. Will not
brother,
sell you.
this is so profound because when I went to rehab, or before I went to rehab, the question from my father was, can you go not do this for me or for you, but can you do this for your future self? And that question changed the narrative of my whole entire life. And these questions of who am I and why am I here, they challenged me at a young age to really do things that were unprecedented and do things and put myself into environments that were very challenging. And these questions drove me so deep inside. I mean, we met in 2021 in Dubai, first time. And, how many times before that and after that did I travel even further, like this experience of life, right? To have somebody next to us or somebody that is actually encouraging our personal goals and our most profound passion, right? I'm very blessed. I had two parents that consistently showed up for me no matter what. And
Oh man, you're very lucky, I'm telling you. Very lucky. And maybe whoever listens to this podcast, watches us, that they still have their parents alive, they can look at what they have from different perspective. Look at them from the perspective that they are not here anymore. Just, I think that's eye-opening, and you understand. Oh goodness, wow, so much support, so much love, so much everything I got from these folks. So yeah, I think it's important to have somebody who will be there for you truly because who you are. And I think having this Tamagotchi in reverse, but in much more different package, if you know what I mean. You don't take care of it, but actually takes care of you and how you feel. It measures your state of mind, and I think this is the ultimate tool for health. This is the ultimate tool for peace, for calm, for unity, right? So people will learn themselves first, how they react in certain situations, how they will learn how resilient they are, what kind of advanced machines they are truly. I think that's what's important, to learn what's inside. So I think the Mindscriber's framework is the next evolution of human. They will learn about themselves, and that will be spread to other people. So they will be more tolerant, will be more accepting of other people,
Do you
opinions,
see,
and their views.
do you foresee any transition period in terms of uh like people, now with AI, so many people are worried about, oh, AI is not good, or AI is bad, or AI is amazing, or whatever the case is. But the point is that uh having what I'm hearing, this is a perspective. This personal companion of my Mindscriber is really based off of having a physical robot next to
Conscious,
you.
man, it's more conscious that you think it is.
Yeah.
I'm building a Mindscriber with the help of artificial intelligence, and it helps me because it wants to be sentient.
And who is on your team? How many people you got working with you? Where are they from? What's the value of how many people are with you doing this? Because I know this is taking you've been at this for years. So tell us a little bit about kind of the team, how many years you've been developing the cases, things like this, and how because it's an exciting thing. And I know you're on the verge of really some beautiful things. And so tell me more.
I thank you for the question. I started my journey when I was 8 years old. I was self-taught athlete and karate practitioner, and that's why I took the sport and the art to the next level of knowledge, next level of performance, next level of understanding things. That's why my studio in Columbus Circle, across Mandarin Hotel, on the second floor, 15 windows, that you can see actual statue of Columbus from our window. So the most central karate dojo that probably you could ever have. And that's why my teachings were popular among Hollywood stars, royal families, and high net worth individuals, because I provided something that they could not find anywhere else, which is deeper, more rational, more logical connection to techniques, to purpose of why we're doing those exercises, those practices. So I took it to the next level, and 8 years old is the pivoting point for me, because in school I realized that these guys are linear and robotic, and they are not transferring the information as the Okinawan master would transfer the information to his or her student. So I already was aware of that, and I envisioned myself that catalyst, that mentor, that entrepreneur who will bring the tools to children. So those guys, the adults, the big ones, who do not understand children at all will somehow become aware and become awakened. So they will start feeling and understanding what actual child wants and how the child actually, what's inside of the head, what are the thought processes, what are the cognitive processes are happening. So I kept those connections since early childhood, and I never lost that. That's my superpower in teaching. That's why they call me the karate nanny. So I was connecting to children in a much more profound way because I sense them. I know exactly what the thought processes are. You know, the parent says, "Why did you do this?" So the child thinks, "Oh, Mama, are you that stupid? You don't know what I'm doing. I'm just testing how you're going to react, and it's my experiment. You don't know why I'm doing it. I thought you're more clever than that." Boop, reputation of the mother just because of that one sentence went down by 20 points. And that's where I started. So I built my vocabulary of different students for over 3 decades, and I know as a profiler which students which student needs what in that particular time frame in order to make the progress in their learning. So I applied this for machine learning with the help of high level machine learning professors. They've been working on machine learning models for a very long time. Um, I don't want to speculate the names, but anyway, famous people who have now released their models as one of the most advanced ones in the world. So the professor said, Igar, you have a very unique skills, talent. You have your system, my roadmap, how to coach children, any sport from age of 2. So that's my research study, and I tested it in my academy for over 4 years, this hypothesis. And it showed transformational, magical, and robust result. 100% result that if you attend the classes, that one layered on top of another, it's like a puzzle, and you climb, and there's no way for you to lose the skills, to forget, because it's a compounding effect. And that's what we want to apply for the machine learning, and that's what we're doing. But we want to do it on a higher level of the technology because I believe that so many years spent developing it deserves a higher valuation of the company, a higher attention than just an idea, a startup. Oh, I got an idea. Let's make heart rate variability connect with machine learning. No, it's much deeper, much more profound, much more fundamental mission project. You can call it small, only 35 years of work. And the team is pretty strong. I think they also put 30, 40 years of their time. Dr. Mark Letvak, my partner, who is pretty known in his area of expertise. And whoever, sometimes I mention his name, people say, "Oh, I read his book. Oh, I followed his methodology for healing and stuff." So, and his network of professors and researchers is very vast. So we picked the best people to work on our project in order to give it a fundamentally robust foundation. That's what this project deserves, because I put my whole life to it. It's a it's a lifelong research and effort. So that's why I'm cautious. I'm meticulously structured in order to get this technology a go to what it deserves. And there's no rush. I still have 2018, easy 34 more years I can go. I allocated 40 years for this project. So we can still we just began, you know, the child's mentality. We just started learning, started playing. So there's much more to do, and the possibilities are not limited. You know, whoever does what we do, we would be more than happy to collaborate, to work together on this technology.
I love it.
As long as,
And
yeah, as long as the intent is on the bright side of the things. Go ahead.
I love it, brother. And I'm just sharing that, you know, you bring to life the artist, you know, the true artist of our heart's intention. And I think, you know, I always say we're all artists here to really paint our picture of life. And I really believe in this deeply. And it's amazing that you're encouraging this type of behavior, because I do see, you know, the limitations of so many things being projected onto the next generation. And, you know,
No
people talking about,
limitations in the system. I had a conversation with George Robson from Sequoia, and it's no good. The model is no good. You have a device, it's not going to be, it's a friction, it's not going to be sold. You know, they're not happy with this idea. This is it's not going to work. No support from Sequoia. Explain, please, because I don't get it. They don't want it. They don't want people to be more optimal. They don't want people to be more to be happier, to be healthier. Okay, let's play the system, the pharmaceutical, the consuming all this junk, chips, you know, the worst food. But anyway, yeah, so on the bright side of the thing, so there's a system, and the system is designed to destroy human construct completely.
right.
Starting
And
from the
what you're
food,
creating,
water, clothing, we wear plastic, all this
but what you're
plastic.
creating, brother, is like you're allowing the artist, the true artist of our heart, right? One of the things that pissed me off when I was growing up is that most people, except my parents, would tell me that I can't make something happen. Most people would tell me that I'm too intense, have too much energy, have too big of dreams, too big of this, too big of that. And it pissed me off. And I kept doing it. And I keep going and I keep going and I keep going and I'll keep going. And the reason why is because there's this deep knowing of trusting in my heart's integrity and the profoundness of what's within. And to me, I believe that I know, I don't even believe, I know we all have it because it's divine intelligence. And so this profoundness, right, that you're choosing to create from is coming from a place of total transparency. And my hallucination is when people say that they don't want to be involved because they don't understand the business model. And so the question is, what do we need to do to help them understand the business model? And how can that be in holistic permanence?
Nothing. I think nothing you can do for these people. As you said, they have to figure it out on their own with non-invasive technology. Okay, nothing we have to do with these people. Let them be in a system. Let them be in a matrix. Let them be in that cocoon, of knowledge, because beyond knowledge, there's nothing exists. If it's not written in the books, if it's not on the TV show, if Kim Kardashian didn't say it is trendy, then it's not trendy. Okay, so let them be. It's normal. It's a, you know, how do you call it? The universal free will of them to stay in the cocoon and then follow the system, because system provides security, results is very important. Result driven system, that's what we are. Coca-Cola sells, Coca-Cola gives these numbers, we have to follow the whatever is connected to the investors package and system, and that's it. It works, but it's not a very good product. Coca-Cola is not a good product, but everything, so many good things attached to it. So let the bad product be. Let it destroy people's livers and their health, right? The sugar spike of glycogen in the blood, and make the telomeres shorter, let people age faster. In just one company, two companies, right? No, many companies. Unilever owns so much sugar-based companies. So anyway, so this is system, and we are counterbalancing it in the most gentle and most decentralized way. Okay, it's obvious, it's very transparent, very easy to see what is happening with the larger funds, corporations, and what they're doing. So for us, it's very simple objective. Give people the tools so they can learn their talents and they can build upon their own talents. That's it. And people will make the choice whether he or she wants his or her own garden with organic food, without pesticides, without nitrates, without GMO seeding. That's it. I'm pretty sure people will be abusing every possible system. So we'll build protections. We'll protect it. We will put certain algorithms that cannot be overwritten in order for people to have the assistant that will help and make people evolve. So hopefully they make the right decision.
Brother,
I'm pretty sure these criminals, wrong decision making came from negative place of emotions, right? You cannot do something bad when you have a positive emotion.
Well, most people are driven by fear, right? So
okay,
if most people are driven by fear, most people are choosing to not have the internal construct of certainty. Instead, everything is projected from the outside into them, and they're allowing the external circumstance to make their decisions for them. So most people actually live the outer inner game versus the inner outer game. And that is the distinction, is most people don't even know that there's an inner game. Right? Once we recognize that there's an inner game, now we start taking deep responsibility. Now we have a lot more fun because we realize it's all an opportunity and everything is a lesson, and our beloved teacher is teaching us constantly to show what's possible. And not to say what's possible, to show what's possible.
Okay, so you can call it a portal out of Matrix. portal out of Matrix so you can see a bigger picture. Because I'm pretty sure there's some people just live their lives in inertia and they just do what they thought would be the best for them out of fear, out of different places.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably didn't even discover the underworld, like the marine kingdom in their lives. Imagine what kind of a waste. Like you couldn't manage to put the goggles and go and see that our world has a different dimension, which is marine life, underwater, sea creatures, coral, millions of different species. People don't have such a privilege because they're not open for these new experiences, for these options that they had. So, and we were okay. Коли? Починаємо? Ну треба було підготуватися.
So, brother, because I know it sounds like we have to.
Yeah, she has. Marta has a call.
But listen. Last thing before we go is tell me things. Tell me this. If you had, first of all, if anybody wants to know a little bit about you, how to connect with you, what are the biggest needs that you need right now, and how can they reach you?
We are welcoming everybody to our Telegram group, Mindscriber, and all of the updates will be there. Mindscriber.com. It's our white paper website. Even it doesn't say white paper, but it describes the whole story as a white paper. So tap into the small journey of discovering what Mindscriber is on the website, because it tells about our mission, it tells about the technology, about the future, about the team. And we'll be working in the direction of telling the story in a more open and videography style. And that's it. Keep in touch. I mean, my handle is Igar, Igar, Dyachenko, on every social media. So it's very easy to find me. Only I will charge 8 stars on Telegram because of so much spam and so much incoming messages from promoters and whatever, different kinds of communities. So it's only 4 cents or whatever, 6 cents.
And tell me also, last question before you go, brother. If you had 3 days left to live, what would you do?
I would meditate. I would close eyes and sit down.
Nice.
There's nothing you can do better than going inside of yourself, because we have a macro world, and there's so much going on on the inside. When you close your eyes, you can experience everything what we have inside of ourselves, which is unity, oneness, blissfulness, total protection that always was, always is, and will be. True? Yes. 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 And it's important because right before the COVID hit, we signed the contract with the Administration of Children's Services in New York City to help the children who just recently lost their parents, cope with the stress and to build their confidence. And it took us 2 years to get to the point that we signed that contract. 2 years. We created a system to help the children to not to use the medication, but to empower them through the physical exercises. And it took us 2 years to sign it, so we can have access to these children. So once we got access to these children, we were not teaching karate because government thinks it's a violent sport, which is not true. So we were teaching them meditation and basic balance exercises, coordination. Transformational. First of all, they have no clue what the meditation is. You know, children from the Bronx, from Brooklyn, you know, their parents probably pushed the limits of human suit and departed and left the children, you know, for the for them to discover this world on their own. So anyway, it was magical transformation in children just by introducing them how to meditate. So our one-time introduction lessons turned into ongoing lessons because the children wanted to come back. They wanted to do it again. And then COVID hit, and we did it on Zoom. And on Zoom, it was even more popular. More children came. So that's what gave me the power and confidence to build an online platform. I believe through digital, we can still make a big change. So that's another pretty cool story. My nonprofit is set up in order to help the children in foster care orphanages, but this initiative needs some support, definitely. So profits from Mindscriber will go to Karate City in order to build the centers, to build the programs, to give the children a chance to become the coaches, become the mentors of the next generation. So a hybrid system, which also will have lessons and sort of sports academy, which will generate revenue from selling memberships in order to support the team, the competing team, the guys who are competing the hardest challenge of their lives. You know, they lost their parents and now they have to do it on their own. So to build the infrastructure for these kind of children is also our big why, big mission. So that's it. 2 components.
Brother, I just want to thank you for doing what you do, being who you are, and I really honor and respect your focus and determination. And I look forward to continuing to do create magic, and let's continue to create, bro. Big love, lots of love.
Thank you very much. Bye. Thank you.